everybody. It's Thursday night, my friends, and I'm back after a little hiatus, just a day hiatus. Um, but yeah, things are quieting down again for a bit, which is quite nice, honestly. quite quite nice that things are calming down just a tiny bit. I feel like I think tomorrow is going to be just like a straight up just complete relaxed day for me. Um, I think that's what I need right now. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, we're all healthy and happy, and all those things came about taking names, getting things done, and enjoying life along the way. Welcome on in. I'm enjoying basically my summer vacation right now. Just started today, and we'll go through to next week. This is usually the time of year when I just take off from work and whatnot, just because it's nice to kind of just like have a week to just kind of unwind in the summertime, when you can kind of go around and enjoy the weather if you want to, kind of thing. So that's always good. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. Oh man, I'm also I'm tired, and I'm also nursing a bit of a headache, and I think it's one of those like tired headaches, that you get when you're just tired, you didn't get enough sleep, kind of thing. So apologies if I am a little more mellow than usual. What the? Where'd that go? Oh, okay. I had multiples there. Actually, you know what? All of these crops have grown. That's good. Back to a nice harvest. Yeah, I don't really have a plan for tonight. Just kind of relaxing, and in general, just did I do everything? I did. Yes, I did everything. Yeah, just in general, just relaxing and enjoying some R&R here. It's been last night. I didn't stream last night because I spent the entire night just cleaning house and trying to get it ready for today. Didn't completely finish, but I did a significant cleanup. Let's put it that way. It was I think most of my problem was not really. I mean, obviously stuff was dusty and stuff like that, but most of my problem has been just clutter, right? Just have like over the years, you just collect a lot of stuff, and for me, it's not only is it like a lot of stuff that you've collected, but also like half finished projects and things like that. Like I'll start something and then realize, oh, I don't have the equipment I need for it, and then so I just kind of leave everything in place. So it's like I have all these. A good example is my tools in my toolbox. Like I have this whole big nice toolbox and everything, and guaranteed every time I try to go in it to find a tool, it's not in there because I've left it somewhere where I was working on some kind of project and just never finished. So, for instance, I was I couldn't find my uh, utility knife. I was like, where did I put this? You know, because I wanted to cut up some boxes, some cardboard boxes to get rid of them. And I'm like, I can't find this anywhere. I don't know what's happened to it. And yeah, it was next to a project where I was um, using it to make a make a little mark on the wall as to where I was gonna hang blinds and stuff. And yeah, it was just underneath, and it had stayed there long enough that all kinds of other things had piled up on top of it. Like all kinds of things I had bought, you know, empty boxes that I still had for computer equipment that I bought, and just all kinds of stuff. And so it just like accumulated all this stuff over top, and that's why I couldn't find it. So yeah, that is, and it's like, and the problem is you get to a point where um you know you need to like you can't really efficiently clean until you've gotten rid of all the craziness and the what am I trying to go for here? um you're trying it like you just can't clean until you get through all the craziness. And does this have a it does have an upgrade slot, okay. And so you end up in this situation where you just like you keep saying to yourself like, oh, okay, I just need to fix this. I just need to go I just need to, you know, clean this one thing up, and then I can get to the rest of this, and I just need to clean this up and I can get to the rest of that. And you never get around to it because it just keeps the piling up. You know, the stuff that you have to clean up, and then when it comes time to when you finally are just like this has to happen. This can't not happen. Um, it ends up being a huge undertaking. And that was last night. It was like cleaning up this my office here. Um, I mean, it required some. Oh, we got someone who is stuck here. Oh, they have no food in the feeding trough, do they? I guess I should make some feed for them, huh? Let's see. We need to fix him. So let's back to the menu here. And come back in so he can be fixed. Surprised we're still having this issue with the animals getting stuck on things. And he's still stuck. For some reason. Some reason he's still stuck. That is infuriating. It is absolutely infuriating that we'll have this bug in the game here. They can't seem to fix. Anyway. So yeah, it was spent last night just like going through old paperwork and like just trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. I I'm mostly a technology pack rat. Um, I just keep a lot of like electronic equipment and stuff, which has been the bulk of the stuff I've been trying to get rid of, right? And found a donation place for it and been just kind of donating all of it as much as I can because in Pennsylvania you can't like e-waste as a thing. They have to you have to dispose of it properly and all that stuff. A lot of other states have something similar. The problem with Pennsylvania is it's hard to find someone to recycle the e-waste, right? It's luckily you found someone very local, very nearby that could do it, which is good. And oftentimes, like, even when you find a recycler, um, there's certain things that they, either won't take or they will take, but they'll charge you for it, kind of a thing. But luckily, I found one that took pretty much everything I have. I still have like two more boxes that I'm working on of stuff to get rid of. I have just so much stuff. Like, I have old monitors. I have like TVs. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. You just kind of like you live in a house for nearly 20 years. It's amazing how much crap you just collect over the years. And it's not like I willingly collected a lot of it. Some of it was willing. A lot of it was just I can't just toss this out because it has to be recycled, so I need to find a place to do it, and so you just hang on to things with the idea that you're going to find a place to recycle them, and then it's just like time flies by. You get distracted by other things. That's really what it came down to, more often than not. Um, and it's been very like it's one of those things where it has been weighing on my brain for a long, long time, right? And it's nice to it's a good feeling now to finally, you know, have a lot of that resolved. Like the house is like, more is more empty than it's been in a long time. Um, and that's in this case a good thing because it's just, um, I just holding on to so much stuff that just was no longer useful. And it was really just holding on to it because I just had no easy way of getting rid of it. Um, so it's really nice to just be able to say, okay, I'm rid of this stuff now. So we're good. Let's make it daytime. And one of my biggest complaints about this house, as much as I love this house, um, one of my biggest complaints about it was that I just did not have a lot of space um, to store things. It's just it's just the way of it, right? I just didn't have a ton of space here, um, a ton of closet space and whatnot. So you kind of like find all these interesting ways of just sort of you're stuffing stuff in closets that were never intended for it and that kind of thing. Um, I'm looking for here. I need a diamond box. Oh, I do have a diamond box. I didn't realize that. we'll make some. We'll make some stuff from this. Make some cloth here. Get rid of that. Good. So far. Is he unstuck? He doesn't look like he's unstuck. Oh well. Oh well. I have all this algae. I think I want to make another one of those. Let me see what I need. Sky turbine, I need more cloth. I need 1 circuit board and 20 iron. So copper and cobalts. I'll make 2 of them, just so I have a little extra here. So I could make 2 of these maybe. So cloth and iron. A little bit more iron. There you go. So we got 2 of those. Now. Got that. I need to make more feed here too. Oh, looks like he got unstuck. Yeah. Alright, so that's working. What do we got? Glass. Alright. Alrighty then. That up there. Copper in there, and then brick. There we go. Alright, so should give me a bunch of power. Is there anything else I need there? I got 7 paprika here. We need 20 for the thing. For some reason that didn't go up there. So that's 15. We need 4 veggie pizzas. Did I make those? I made those. Okay. So we just need the paprika, and then the 20 diamond we pretty much already have. All right, so that's all good. Hey, Outlaw, welcome on in. How are you feeling today, dude? Let's see. Do I have... They finished? Actually, they are finished. They are, in fact, finished. Most of them are finished. What did I not plant? I missed planting something there. Okay. Go. What do I want to plant there? I guess we'll plant this lonely sunflower seed. In there we go. Alright, how much more? Sorry, it's 7, so that should be all the paprika I need then. Alright, so we needed 20. I have 22. We need 20 diamond. We got more than enough there. And then the 4 vegetable pizzas. Alright. Go turn in our stuff here. I think this is the last of the stuff to turn in. Tired. Found out my machine wasn't shipped until yesterday. Finally got a tracking number. Irritated, okay. Starting your walking tomorrow weight loss journey, so I start feeling better. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, I'm glad that it's at least coming in, and you got stuff going. Not to give you any like false hope or anything, but like the CPAP machine really, really helped me. I mean, I still need to lose a bunch of weight, and it's true if you lose like 30 pounds or whatever. I think it's like if you lose 10% of your current weight, it will improve your breathing at nighttime tremendously. I need to get back on the weight loss stuff too. I've been under so much stress that I've gone back to like eating a bunch of stuff and not exercising as much as I should, and just a whole bunch of crap. So I feel the pain on that one too. Just like a paper bag. Finish all the trades with the trade bot. They gave me a gold trophy. Cool. Now what do we have over here then? Tier 5. Okay, unlock tier 5. Got you to nearest loot chests. Okay. Wooden mill. I guess I might as well just grab all these because there's no other research now. There you go. Got all Silicon Valley. Unlock all energy devices. Okay. Cool. Alright, so let's pull in here. So I guess we're just playing for ourselves now. We've completed the game pretty much. Um, not fully putting everything into the machine, but I know it's going to help. I hope it's not going to bother me much. Yeah, it's so when I went to pick up my machine, they in the office they made me what you call it put it on, and like they showed you like kind of the basics of it, and they're like, okay, look, this will automatically adjust itself. It will start out at a low pressure, like I think it starts out at like 5, and then it will the machine that I have will detect when you've fallen asleep, and then it will gradually bump up the pressure so it doesn't wake you up. Now, the first couple of nights that I used it, I I think we can get rid of this now. The first couple of nights that I used it, I sort of woke up in the middle of the night and it felt like my eyes were popping out of my head. It wasn't painful. It was just like, ooh, this is weird. This feels weird. Um, and then you just immediately like I immediately took to it. I was like, okay, this is fine. You know, things are fine because it's really not that much pressure, but it's enough. And after like the first week or two, I when I realized like I was getting really good sleep, it started to like everything started to improve. Um, like that first night, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to lay on my back because I was still having side problems. I was still having that pain in my side whenever I'd lay on my back. But I was like, all right, well, we'll just try it anyway. And not only did it not affect me, it I slept through the entire night. Like I wasn't getting up to go to the bathroom at all. Um, like it just things would just it was just great. And in fact, I rarely, if ever, have to get up to go to the bathroom at nighttime anymore. Whereas it was like usually every night prior to this. Um, so it helped out a lot with that. It's just kind of amazing, you know, what sleep will do, right? Like it just kind of really helped out with just everything. Like you don't realize how little sleep you were getting and how much it was affecting you until you actually start getting sleep again, and you're like, oh, I feel like a teenager again. You know, um, there's still rough nights here and there, but it's like it really does regulate you, like your body, a lot, um, a lot more than you might think. So maybe it'll help. I mean, it'll help certainly in some way. Whether or not it'll help with pain and whatnot, I who knows? That's the real question. But um, when I was in a doctor's office, you know, after I was diagnosed with the sleep apnea, and I was going to see the pulmonary doctor um, for the first time to just kind of, you know, because they got to kind of sign off and everything. Um, there was another guy in the waiting room. He was like standing behind me while I was checking in, and they were talking about it. And he said to me, he's like, "Oh, is this your first time you're getting a CPAP machine?" I was like, "Yep." And he's like, "It'll change your life, man. You may not believe it right now, but it'll change your life." And it made a huge difference. It really did. It's not a miracle cure by any means, but like when you spent years and years not actually sleeping well, and you're finally sleeping well again, yeah, it changes everything. Let's feed in here. There we go. Make it daytime so I can send this off. Uh, but yeah, I hope you find some kind of relief for what's happening there, because that's kind of insane, you know. Yeah, I mean, and there's different types of machines too. Like, even if you don't take to the one, whatever one they give you, there's like other techniques too that because the doctor said to me, he's like, a lot of people just don't take to the CPAP because it's too uncomfortable for them, or that it's not working right, and they have like other things that they can do. And he's like he looked at my numbers, and like after the first year of me using it, he's like, it's all your numbers are fantastic now. So he took to it well, um, which is great. So I mean, it really comes down to, you know, it's and he's like, if this hadn't worked for you, then we would have just found something else, So it's positive thoughts. Um, Positive thoughts. Okay, I'm just gonna unlock all these things here. What else I need? Like rocks for things too, right? And I need a cloth here. Did I pull some stuff out of here and make some cloth? Animal. Oh, iron and copper. A lot of stuff is... Oh, diamond tools. Ooh, 5 diamonds? I'm using bricks. I have those. Seeds pack is one of everything. Okay. Wheat. Cloth. Iron and cloth. Iron and cloth. Iron and cloth. Okay. I'm sensing a theme here. Better can be more active. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so too, because it sucks like just not being able to. It sucks just having pain that they can't figure out. Like, they never figured out why my side was hurting me. The way it was. They looked at, had scans done. Nothing was out of place there. The only thing they said from the scans was that I had fatty liver, which, go figure. I mean, most people do have nowadays. Um, had an ultrasound done, and the most that came out of that was um, they couldn't fully scan me because I had too much gas, which was a thing that I did not know was a thing. Um, so apparently I'm a gassy pat gassy pants. um, and the thing is, the technician didn't say anything. Cause I was like, if she had said, "Oh, I can't get a good reading because there's too much gas," I would have said, "Well, okay, leave the room and I'll rip a couple, and then we'll try again." you know how how good are you with Dutch ovens here? Like I mean, I don't have that much shame. Um, so yeah, that was apparently a thing. Um, I'm looking for furniture, and I'm looking for storage shelf. That's what I'm looking for. Craft that, and then I need some 3 chests. There we go. All right, good. All this up in here. And my inventory. I now have more algae than I can do anything with. Alright, and we got the iron cooking up. Now that, so let's go through and replant. Yeah, that remains a mystery, but yeah, it is what it is. Luckily, it hasn't been a thing. Um, since then, so I've lucked out quite a bit with that, I think. Um, yeah. Oh, but man, I'm freaking tired today too. Uh, it was a busy day, not as busy as I thought it was going to be, um, because we were going to go look at a house, but, and this is the infuriating part, house has been on the market for about a day, maybe a little over a day, that we were going to look at today. Um, and did I not pull up more iron in that? Oh. Oh no, okay, I'm pulling it. Okay. Weird. I saw the bricks. I was like, wait, did I pull bricks out of there? How much do I have? I have 2,000 points. Okay. Um, but yeah, we went to, you know, my brother and my sister-in-law were off today, so they came up and we were all going to go look at this house that's up by me. It's not even that far away from my house, and we're sitting here chatting and everything. And my agent texts me and goes, "Yeah, they canceled the appointment. Like it was the appointment was for like 1:30." And he texts me at like I want to say 11 o'clock. He's like, "Yeah, they canceled the appointment. They're already accepted an offer." I'm like, "How the hell did they accept an offer already when it's barely been on the market?" Like it makes no sense. Um, and I'm like, "Why wouldn't you wait to see if you got a better offer, right?" Because they knew that we had scheduled with them, but I guess apparently like they got an offer they couldn't refuse or whatever, and just went with it. So that was a bit frustrating, um, but we did take the time to tell my agent, we're like, "Look, because we had put a bid down on a house a couple days ago, which is why I've been like pulling my hair out because I'm trying to get work done. I'm going on vacation, so I'm trying to get all this work done, and I'm also trying to. I'm also juggling, paperwork and all kinds of other things here. Um, but I get, we got put a bid in, and then as I'm like looking at the seller's disclosures, and honestly, I probably should have just not even continued with the bid when I looked at the seller's disclosures. But I thought, you know what, we can work with what we got, and if nothing else, because I'm insisting on having a inspection and stuff, like a home inspection and a radon inspection and a termite inspection. Like those are my unwavering, unmovable conditions on buying a house. It's like I must be able to have someone come in and do those inspections because it's a lot of money and you can't fuck around with that stuff, right? Like it's just not a thing to mess around with. And radon is not like in this area of the country. Radon is kind of a problem. It can be a problem just because of the rocks and the soil that we're built on. Um, it's not often a problem, but when it is, it's like you have to fix it because it will ruin your life before it kills you. It may not fully kill you; it'll just ruin your life in the process. Um, so, and they have like it's not the end of the world either. It's like they have mitigation systems that you can put in that basically just changes the air in your house a certain amount of times a day or an hour or whatever it is, so that you don't have to worry about it. Um, but it's still depending on the severity of it, it could still be a pretty expensive thing to do. You know, I mean, maybe not. I guess it's not really expensive. Maybe I don't know. I've never had it done, so I don't know how expensive it would be. But like, it's an additional expense on top of everything else, basically. Because it's like at that point, once you know that it's there, you have to do something about it. Um, so we put a bid in, and when you go to put a bid in for a house, you get all kinds of paperwork and stuff. But one of the most important things is there's a seller disclosure paper, and most of it is state mandated. I think the entire form is like state a state form, and it asks a bunch of questions, And then, there's additional, like, you can provide additional disclosures that are outside of the form, just so that, people know, if there's information you think is very important, that, buyers know, you can put that in there. Um, and so he had both. He had like the state form, plus he had all the other stuff going on. He had another piece of paper that attached to it that had all kinds of stuff. And I was reading through it, and I'm like, well, some of this stuff, if I had known this prior to saying I would put a bid in, I probably wouldn't have put a bid in. Right. And I was tempted to just not go forward with the bid. And I was like, you know what? I mean, worst comes to worst, I get an inspection, and then if I don't like the results of the inspection, then we can still walk away from it. I'll be out a little bit of money at that point, but it'll still be, it's a safety catch, right? Um, but anyway, so like there were things in there like the house that we were looking at that we put a bid in for, like, had a in-ground pool and was a saltwater pool, which is very rare. Um, and it had all the normal, like, equipment and stuff that you would need for that, and it had a permit and everything else. So it was inspected, all that thing, everything was good there. What they did, which is kind of neat, not gonna lie, it was neat what they did, but they had like a regular kind of standard wooden shed that you can buy from like Home Depot or something like that, and they gutted the inside of it and turned it into a um like a changing room plus a shower. Um, so it's like a little poolside changing room, and there's like a shower head in there and stuff like that. So it had like a heat pump in there and everything. Um, so it was a really nice getup. But in disclosures, they're like, you know, did you get a permit for this? And they're like, nope. I'm like, okay, because we're dealing with a bunch of equipment in there, like heat pumps and stuff like that, that really should have been looked at. That you got a shower in there and everything else. Like, how do we know that this isn't going to be a problem at some point in the future, kind of thing? Um, so that was kind of one thing. Um, the other thing is that it seemed like the AC in the house was maybe older and maybe struggling to keep up with the demands on it. And they built an extension onto the house, which is kind of like almost like an in-law suite, sort of like a mini in-law suite. And it had instead of being tied into the AC, the central air conditioning unit, it had its own mini split, which in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing, but it was kind of giving us this like thought that you know are we dealing with, because it was still hot in the house, like it was, we were all sweating in there, and the AC was on. So it was like, are we just walking into something where we're going to have an entire AC replacement, which is like, could be 20 to 30 grand, depending on what they need to do, kind of thing. And so you start questioning certain things. You're like, wait, what's going on here? And then, the disclosures, they're like, um, I think they said when, I don't think they said when they had AC put in, but they said that they had oil heat, and they switched over to natural gas relatively recently, which was a good thing. Um, but they also had like recently they had some flooding down in the basement, and they put in a sump pump for it. Um, and on top of that, they mentioned that they had some leaking in on the roof, like on the second floor. Like they had to replace some of the aluminum siding, and so I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, so you had a leak there. You replaced some aluminum siding. You have no permit to do that, so no one inspected to see if you did it right, or if it was done right. So that's kind of weird. And then on top of that, you've got an AC that seems like it's ailing, or at least not being able to keep up with the demands on it. Um, you've put a mini split in the extension area, which we don't know how many more mini splits we could put into it. And in the disclosures, they said they didn't have any window AC units, but we went upstairs and clearly they had a window AC unit right there in the window in front of us. So it's like all these kind of little things start adding up, and you're like, this is all sort of not looking right here. Something's going on here that's uh, a little bit shady. Um, so you get the sort of combination of all that stuff, and you're just like, I don't know about this. Yeah. And so what ended up happening was, hey, Tech, welcome on in. Um, so what ended up happening was they came back and said, our bid was too low, and they countered with like, so I was bidding like 600K, and they're like, oh, we want 625, and I was like, no. Given what I've read in the disclosures and everything else, I'm like, that would give me, like, I'm already kind of leery that I'd have enough money to do what I need to do in there, but that would leave me with absolutely no money to make any fixes that would come up, for the next year or two. And the first like 3 to 5 years is when all the stuff starts hitting the fan usually when you buy a house. So I was like, no, we're walking away from this. So had to go through all that this week. Um, got this one spacecraft that is so cool and fun for a new early game. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, how have you been, Tech? Um, so went through that. Um, walked away from that, which I feel good about because I was just kind of getting leery about it. I was like, I don't know about this. It was a nice house, but it was like there were little things like there were things that just like there was a portion of the floor that was kind of not finished underneath the cabinets and was pretty obvious. And it was like, why did they not finish that? And it just everything starts to add up after a while, whether rightly or wrongly. Um, so I would have to. I would move to a different state for just half that. If houses is so good. Little things they say that you have cash. Well, yeah, that's. I mean, that's the thing. So I told my agent today. I was like, look, in the future, if we can have access to the seller disclosures before we make a bid, I want to see the seller disclosures before we make a bid. He's like, okay, I could do that because a lot of people don't want to read them. I was like, no, I want to read them. I want to read them ahead of time. I would like to have them, if at all possible, in my hand while I'm walking through and looking at a house, because I want to know what to look for. If they're like, hey, we replaced X, Y, and Z, I want to look at X, Y, and Z when I'm looking through the house. and see what they did. I may not know if what they did was any good, but I at least want to see it. You know, um, you know, and more importantly, I want to be able to take that to, like, when I do get an inspector in there, I want to be able to take that to the inspector and be like, look at these things that they've pointed out, and let me make sure that they're okay. Um, like you read, they did this. You can look at it. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, Point out the things that don't look right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to do. He said to me, okay, from now on, when we schedule an appointment to look at a house, I'll give you all the seller disclosures. I was like, good, because I just want to be able to look at them. Um, and like the state form that you have to fill out has a lot of stuff on it that you have to say, like, yes, no, or unknown to. Like, when was the last time the roof was done? When was the last radon inspection? When was uh, you know, what is your AC capacity, and stuff like that. Um, so, and I think that the kicker too was, like, not only was it a nice house, but like they had uh, a natural gas power generator. So it was oil heat house. Got rid of the oil heat. They went with public gas, natural gas, which is great because that's one less thing you have to think about. Um, and in the process, they got a Generac outside to run off the natural gas pipe, which is fantastic. And that was one of the things that we saw in the pictures. Like, oh, this is good, this is good, but we didn't know, like, the capacity of it or anything like that. And then in the seller disclosures, they actually said, oh, it's a 14 kilowatt capacity thing. It's like, okay, all right, that's not bad. I mean, it'll probably run the lights, but I don't know in the summertime if that's powerful enough to run the AC. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I mean, I average in this house in the summertime like 23 kilowatt hours, but I think daily. I don't know if it's daily. I do 20. I think it's daily that I do 23 kilowatt hours. Of course, that's with the AC plus all my computers and stuff. Um, in the summertime, in the wintertime, it's a lot less. Um, but it's I was looking at that. I was like, okay, that would have been nice to know before, while we were looking through the house, that kind of thing. Oh, hey, Keffler, welcome. Uh, 14 kilowatts is more enough. Is for running watts. Your AC is likely only 4 kilowatts. The central AC is only like 4 kilowatts, I think. Maybe. Uh, I don't know. I have no idea. But I just looked at it as like, I don't. I assume that's enough to run the house. But you know, uh, it's one of those things. It's one of those things that when I would go through the home inspector, I'd be like, tell me, will this run this entire house? Is there enough capacity in this to run this entire house in the dead of summertime, when it's like today it was like 100 and freaking 10 degrees or whatever. The real feel was like 110 or something, 111 out there. Like, will it stand up against that? Because this is the time when I would lose power, right? Is when it's hot as balls, and all the transmission lines are overwhelmed, kind of thing. Just play on a mini PC. Yeah. Turn off one PC and watch how much. Yeah, it's true. It is true. I mean, I do have my PCs running constantly. Um, so 25K when you got get the deal cheaper. Heck, this one I got. Well, it was. So he was asking for the original price he was asking for was, so it's a couple things. First of all, this house that I bid on was on the market for, I think, 40 days. and he started out asking for, I think, 699 or 695, and then he dropped it down, and he dropped it down again, and then when I went and looked at it, it was 639, and then I bid 600 because I'm like, there ain't no way I'm paying 639, and that's when he countered with like 625. I'm like, nope, no thanks. I can't do it. Just not like one of the big problems is just taxes, and the taxes in that particular area were like $9,500. Like I pay like my taxes where I'm at right now. I just literally just paid my school tax. That comes in, and then the property taxes at the beginning of the year. So my taxes for where I'm at right now for this year was $3,600, and the taxes in that section of in that town were like 95, 9,600. So it makes a huge difference when you're trying to like have your figure out your monthly payments and mortgage and what you're qualified for and all that stuff. Um, and so a lot of people when they're like selling their place, I don't think they really factor in the fact that they're like factor in the taxes and how much it's going to be, how rough it's going to be for a lot of people. And so they just kind of stick to their guns. Like, I want this amount of money. I want this. I want this return on my investment. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You know, like I mean, he put a lot of stuff into the house. Like he changed it over from oil to natural gas. He put put an extension on the house. He put a new deck in. He put a pool house in. All kinds of things. Yeah, he made a lot of improvements to it, but like, you know, you still got to look at the market, right? And the market is going to dictate it. And all the houses around him are not going for 700 grand. You know what I mean? It's like, and when you encounter someone like me who's not in any rush, like, why would I? I'm not being forced to buy a house for more than I want to buy it for. You know what I mean? I can afford to sit and wait. Not to mention everything is just so freaking astronomical right now. I took and got this place I'm in from 75K down to 55K. My taxes for a place for years just $700 a year, included garbage at the curb. Yeah, yeah. I don't. My taxes don't include like there's no garbage collection, so I have to pay for garbage collection. I have to pay for quarterly for the sewer, um, and um, what else? I think that's about it. And then my I get two bills a year. I get one for the property tax and then one for the school tax. So, but I also like when they brought gambling finally into Pennsylvania. They tied it to they made a homestead exception thing, um, so that all the casinos basically part of their earnings go into this homestead exemption, which helps make all your property taxes a little bit lower. So I got that at least, but in a lot of places, even that's not enough. All right, what do I want to do? I'm kind of walking around just like maintaining stuff here, but I'm trying to figure out. I kind of want to build something. Oh, you know what? I should probably build onto this house. because this is kind of ugly. And I'll get something going here. Because I got a bunch of, like, I got the automatic chopper here. So I can just kind of take all this wood out of here. Grab that. This out here. What? There we go. Where's the corner end piece? There it is. Why won't that, whoops. Why won't that connect up there? Jump down here. I meant to jump on the thing. Let's see. Huh? Okay. I wonder why that won't do what I want to do. I wonder if I have to do half roof, eye shape. Yeah, that won't do it. I guess because it's not a I think I know what the problem is. I wonder if I just do a regular floor piece. Or like a half floor piece. What do I have here? I can put a dormer there. That doesn't really help too much though. this wall back. Hmm. All right. Can I get that anyway? Um. Yeah, it was something like 23 kilowatts a day in the summertime. It was like 22 point something. Yeah. I think it was daily. I think that's the way Pico does it. Um I think in just 7 years my house doubled in value. May go up with more with these new redo of houses, a few more going up near me. So that's all the houses around here have gone up tremendously. Um and that's like half the problem is that a house that would have cost like a decent house. Um, well, I could do this. Like a decent house prior to this would have cost like maybe 300,000. Um, yeah, like probably like 300,000 or something. Um, now that same $300,000 home is going for like 700,000. And it's just really insane. I wonder if I can. I guess I can just put another angled roof here. Can't connect two side pieces to one another. Well, that's kind of weird. Something at least. Um, I wonder if. Let me see. What we have here. So can I get wooden pillar here? Let's snap to another building. How am I gonna do this? Can I put a foundation there? Floor there, maybe. There we go. What? Uh, do that. Hmm. Angle it better. Damn it. Close but no cigar here. Um, but yeah, the property values have gone through the freaking roof. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Mm, actually, that kind of works. Believe it or not, that actually kind of works. Alright. I can kind of make that connect. Let's do brick foundation. What I hate is when it snaps, it just um, see when it snaps, I can't make it. I can't change the height, which is really annoying. Let's see. 2 kilowatt power, assuming you had constant power drain, that's how large 14 kilowatt generators. Oh, okay. Alright, well then maybe it wasn't that bad after all. Won't let me collide it with another object. One. Brick pillar. Right around there. A little bit off. That's the problem. It's like a little bit, just a tiny bit off, and I can't get the. I think it's weird that as much as they require everything to snap to one another in this game, nothing ever actually aligns properly. It's just really, really annoying. Not being able to see anything is ridiculous too. Um, wonder if I can put a fence post. The problem is I can put a pillar down, but I can't. I can't put one underneath it. I can't work from the top down. I wish I could modify a block after I've placed it. Oh wait, can I do? Oh, I can. I can change orientation. Okay, hang on. There we go. That's all I wanted to do that whole time. It would be nice to have a brick foundation out here. I don't think I can do it though. I think that's at least good enough anyway. From that perspective. No. What can I do to make this work? just... Whoops. I just did that, I think. Alright. Some improvement at least. Get some glass here. Alright, that's a little bit nicer. Would like to get some more windows here. Right. Balcony here. See our stuff. I guess I don't need this one here. It still looks alright. I wonder if I can do a half one. Yeah, half. There we go. Just doesn't stick up quite as much. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit better. What we got for furniture here? A pergola. they have a chair, but I don't see any. Oh, here we go. Rocking chair. Couple sticks. Bonsai tree, and then we have like a little table. There you go. There. Need like maybe one more thing over there. Mm-mm. Yeah, I guess like another rocking chair would work. Need more wood though. There we go. There we go. All right, and then I think we got the string of lights too. A little more copper. Nope, that's not the way I wanted that to be. wish there was a better way of putting this. It's not right either. Work that way. You sure I haven't done that right? Yeah, still not great. I did want to get the try out the wireless lighting and stuff. So I need cobalt for that. I need the wireless power base, so I need some kind of cobalt for that. Oh, phew. Cool. I'm really tired tonight. Oh, it's been stuff. Just trying to get so I got the house got most of the clutter out of the house. Got most of the cleaning done. With the exception of the office here. Because I have to like at least move some things around, like cables and stuff, so I can get under things. Um, and yeah, I had the real estate agent I'm using come out and take a look at my house because they want to, you know, see because I'm gonna use them to list the house for sale. Eventually, like I'm gonna try to buy a house and get established in it first before I sell this one. Emphasis on the try. Um, but especially since I don't want to, like, I work from home, so I don't want to disrupt that flow too much if I can help it. So I just want to get like everything established in the new house, and then I can start to like tear down everything in here and get this, ready for sale and listed and all that stuff. So they, came out to just kind of introduce all the paperwork and try to get an idea of what I can ask for this house and everything. So all that's good. So we'll see what he comes back with on that. I'm very interested to see what happens there since it's been almost 20 years, 18 years. Um, since I bought the house and everything. So I'm not expecting, like, I mean, it's, with the market being as crazy as it is, who knows? But, um, I'm hoping it's enough that I can, like, put it all onto the new house's mortgage and then renegotiate the mortgage so that I can get, like, a lower uh, monthly rate, once I've paid off a bunch of it, that kind of thing. Um, so we'll see on all those fronts. See how that works out. Once we get to that point. Right now, it's just like everything that could become a problem has started to become problems. you know, um, Worked through a lot of them. Got the AC repaired, which didn't cost as much as I thought it was going to cost, so that's good. Um, Monday, I have electricians coming in to fix the service line um, into the house and replace my circuit breaker altogether. Um, so that's going to be $6,500, but it's absolutely 100% necessary. So just get that done, and one less thing to worry about. And plus, it'll be a bit of an upgrade for when it comes to selling it, right? Because they could just say like, "Look, all this is brand new." And we now have a whole house surge protector and all that stuff, which is mighty good. Diamond, we have everything here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess the only other thing to do is to like unlock the rest of these recipes. Which, oh, I actually did. I did unlock everything. So okay. I mean, at this point in the game, it just turns into sort of a crafting thing, and we can craft a lot of stuff. Um, but I think I can make more things more efficient and not have so many of these here. Um, Stuff like that. I mean, we have the other islands that you could build on. I do still have a few. How many? We got 3,000 vending machine tickets. Let's see how close I am to the end of the vending machine stuff. Let me take a look at that. Eh. So the airship. So claimed all that. 2,000 decorative stones. Okay, 2,500. So I guess this is 3,000 and then 3,500. So really the only thing I can do is like wait for the wait for the animals to produce all the stuff that I need. A little damage. Just a tiny bit of damage. We're fine. Everything's fine. Let's grab some watermelons here. There we go. That fills up our water quite a bit. Quite quickly. And I can grab some from here and just boil it. With our energy furnaces. I mean, I could upgrade these other furnaces too to make them energy furnaces, but I don't know. I think we're just about done with Solarpunk then, I would say. I could grind out the other decorative things, but there's not really much to do besides just wait, right? At this point, because I don't think there's any, and they're completely out of feed, so we're going to be waiting a long time. No? That's all in there. Yeah, guess we're all done here then. I like this game. I like what it's done. I think there's some infuriating things when it comes to like triangle line stuff. I think having a way to pin recipes, having a way to turn off the snap to grid, well, turn on and off a snap to grid. Um, I think that those would help out a lot. Having more textures to work with probably be a good thing. I know that there's a bunch of unlocked with the vending machine, but still, it would be nice to have a few more like from the outset. You can get to. I think having this, I think this wood farm, this automatic wood farm, should be earlier in the tree than it is, because it just saves so much annoyance early on when it comes to like chopping these trees down and whatnot. More props wouldn't be too bad. More variety of things you can do with the with the building and the houses and stuff, being able to align, having these grow things actually snap to one another would be fantastic. Um, Having a better way of sort of hiding the power lines, like maybe having like conduit that can kind of run through the foundations or something like that would be good. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I think some of the power, you're really, really heavily power limited early on. They kind of require you to do a lot of running back and forth between islands and stuff. And I think that would be tightening that up a little bit might be a good thing. You know, maybe a slightly less grinding for stuff, maybe. Because really, when it comes to it, it's like some of these simple things that help out a lot just cost tremendous amounts of power, and you end up like not being able to utilize things because you just can't drive the power because you need the resources to put a lot of these things down. Um, and you know that's a fun gameplay loop, but at the same time, it maybe could be tweaked a little bit to um, allow a little, maybe a tiny bit less grinding would be nice. It's not a particularly interesting grind. Like I guess if the points, if the game had points of interest and they were a little bit more interesting to explore, then maybe that wouldn't be so bad. But as it is right now, it's you've seen one island, you've pretty much seen them all at that point. You know, I mean, yes, they all have different biomes and different layouts, but they're all pretty much serving the same exact purpose. Um, so there's that. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my time in Solarpunk here. I think we're just going to kind of put a pin in it and call it done for streaming for now, because we got plenty of other games to take a look at as we're going. Um, and there's a lot more to this. Like I could have started putting down the wireless lights and stuff. I you know Again, they require so much power and so many resources for just something as simple as like putting lights down to help you see at night. That's kind of weird and silly. Like that could be kind of tweaked a little bit, I think, but you know, um, clearly they just wanted you to just pass the night immediately, just hop in bed and just let it go. So that's where we're at with that. Basic survival mechanics are fine. They're not overly aggressive, which I like. And yeah, no, just in general, just have enjoyed my time here. Um, how many hours have we? How many hours have we done of this? Is a good question. Does this tell me here? So this says 28 hours and 11 minutes. Sounds about right. Sounds about right on that, friends. So yeah, there's Solarpunk. I think I'm really tired now. I think I'm going to end early, very, very early. We've only streamed for 2 hours. I was going to go the normal amount, but I'm just out of it right now. And I was hoping to put a little bit more like creativity and stuff into Solarpunk, but I'm just kind of at the point where I'm just like, you know what? It's time to put it to bed and move on to the next thing. Because we got a lot of stuff on the list here. Let's go and take a look at some of the things right now. Take a couple minutes. I mean, we're playing through 007. So this is saying 28 hours here. So I'm going to actually mark that as completed. To complete it. There we go. 007 First Light, we're on, I believe, we're on chapter 9. I think there's 10 chapters and a prologue. So I'm thinking there's probably another 5 or 6 hours left of that game. So we'll probably finish that up soon. I might even finish that up. Well, we're not going to finish it up tomorrow night, but I might just, the next couple streams might be just that. I don't know. We'll see if I'm in the mood or not. Or maybe we'll just wait until next week to do more of it and try to, because I think maybe 2 more streams, maybe 3, and we'll have that done. So there's that. And then I had some of the other stuff here. I had Solarpunk is done. Add that to the completed list here. In progress is 007 First Light. I haven't even updated this. Put that on here. Roamstead I want to get to. I think Roamstead is early access, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, Roamstead is early access. So I can kind of afford to wait a little bit on it. But it's we've played a demo of it and I enjoyed it quite a bit. That off there. Forza Horizon 6 is in progress, which I mean is really kind of a, we just pop into that whenever we feel like it. Here and there. Outbound is completed. Battlestar Galactica Scattered Hopes is technically in progress. Should probably do another run of that at some point. What else? Okay. Yeah, we had a bunch of things that I've started but not finished. I don't know if I'll ever get back to Moonstone Island, honestly. I enjoyed that game, but it got really tedious. Oh, it's been a while since I've been in Planet Crafter. I might pop that in. I haven't even done the new DLC yet of Planet Crafter because I was trying to work up to that. I mean, I could get lost in Planet Crafter again. The No Man's Sky expedition, I missed the last expedition, so still have expeditions to do there. I've seen a bunch of people popping back into X4 because there's been big changes on the way. Starpoint Gemini Warlords, I did a bunch off camera with that, so I could bring that back in at any time to do more of the story stuff. The last Starship, you know, let's put a category for ongoing. So ongoing would be Car X Street. What was Horizon 6? I guess Diablo or um, put X4 under there as well. No Man's Sky. And so I can kind of move them out of here. It's Elite Dangerous. I don't know if I'll be back to Elite Dangerous for a while. I'm definitely not going back to Borderlands 4, so we're just going to take that off of there. It was what it was. I wasn't really that invested in it. It was interesting, but it wasn't interesting enough to have me finish it, honestly. The last Starship I'd like to jump back to at some point. I don't know if I would call that. I guess I could call that ongoing. Maybe. Slime Rancher 2, again with that, it was like I hit a point where there was just a lot of grinding left to do. So, I mean, can get back to that at some point. Dune Awakening, I don't think I'm going to go back to until they do a single player variant. That doesn't require a third party server, and then I might go back to it. We'll see. I'm gonna kind of put a pin in that. Maybe I'll put that under waiting for updates. Basically, Tina Grail, I would have to restart because I don't remember much about it. Oblivion Remastered, we could probably jump into at any point. That's just I've played Oblivion enough to know kind of where I was at with that. Yeah, Dragon Quest 2, we still have to finish. I don't have that much. I don't think I have all that much left in Dragon Quest 2, but it would still take a couple streams. But yeah, I would like to finish that. The other thing too is, what is the where did I put this? Let's put potential here, and the Adventures of Elliot. I think I want to put that in there. I don't even know if I spelled that correctly or not. But that looked interesting. Yeah, the Adventures of Elliot's Millennium Tale. Let me just copy that. This looked interesting because it's kind of like the Octopath Traveler looking thing, but it's an action RPG. Like, it's not turn-based from what I could tell. It was more actiony, which is interesting. Do I have? I don't even have Octopath Traveler on here, do I? Hour 0. Still have to finish that. I mean, we got still a significant amount. I mean, we've gone, I think, 80 to 90 hours into that, and we still have a significant amount of time left on it. But I should hop back into that and try to complete it. Yeah. And I Am Future, I've pretty much completed. we were right at the end of that, and I did some stuff off camera where it was basically just like I needed to just pluck a few more things into the final build, and then that was it. So I'm gonna just take that off of there. Let's say that I completed it. I'll just put an asterisk next to it. I am future. Go. Cool. All right. I just wanted to kind of get a few things squared away there. But like I said, I'm winding down. Um, finished this one quite fast. Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, 30 hours. 30 hours wasn't bad. As far as like running through it, you know, and a lot of that was just kind of me waiting for stuff off camera. Just like waiting for resources to get collected and all that. So, um, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot as far as like. I think this is only like the sixth stream of that I've done of Solarpunk. So yeah, but most of the time that was spent was just kind of waiting around off camera for stuff to get or stuff to get collected, so it could be crafted and all that fun stuff. Um, yeah, yeah, cool. I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, there's anything else coming up? Ooh, excuse me. Lots of stuff on discount. I forgot the Steam summer sale is going on. I haven't been looking at anything gaming related for a while, so there's a lot of stuff here on my wish list that is dirt cheap. So I might hop in and just take advantage of some of the sales here. Doom: The Dark Ages is 67% off at 2309. Okay. Interesting. For King 2 Warside. Space. New Proxima Shell Runner. Field Logic. A lot of these are just like things I eventually want to look at, but you know, I'm not in any rush. Capes was one that I liked the demo of, but it's gotten very mixed reviews. I don't even know what Mars 2120 is. It's been so long. Oh, it's a Metroidvania. Oh, okay. Might be something to look at. Cobalt Core, Dyson Eon Fighter, Songs of Silence, Dune Crawl, so Suma Expeditionist, okay, Colony Sim. Base building management simulation. Yeah, that's mixed reviews. Okay. I have to look at that. What else is on here? That seemed interesting. Ooh, excuse me. Terrascape. Oh yeah, yeah. This is like a deck builder where you're building up a town, sort of. I think you build like the nodes of the ground around it or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered is 40% off at $30. Do I want to buy Horizon Zero Dawn for a third time? Better question is, will I play it a third time? I mean, probably, yes, but like, did it, I'm kind of looking at it, I'm like, did it really need a remaster? Because it was pretty nice as it was. Saga Frontier. I don't know. Some of the stuff. Traveler's Refrain. What is this one? Action RPG. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're at. But I think that'll do it. I think that'll do it for me. I could talk about games for a while longer, but I don't feel like changing categories. I don't feel like changing categories over to just chatting to do it. So, that's it. That's it for me for tonight. I will be back tomorrow night, hopefully much more rested than I was today, and we'll see what I feel like playing. I'm not quite sure right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, friends, thank you so much for watching. If you happen to run across this on the YouTubes and you have a like and or a subscribe that you can spare and maybe toss my way, that'd be really swell and awesome. It helps out tremendously, and I appreciate it greatly. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
To a man who has "Welcome Aboard" tattooed on his penis.